Hey everyone, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time watching me, welcome. This video is a little overdue, but I know that some of these scents can come back in the future, so I just thought I would go ahead and sit down and film my fall 2025 Lavender and Speckles fall pre-order that was from back in July. I know all of you guys have already filmed your videos and posted your haul pictures on the Lavender and Speckles Facebook group, but I'm coming in last and doing mine now. But I just had some time here on Friday night after doing some errands for the day and thought I would sit down and do this. So, okay, first of all, Lavender and Speckles is owned, there's some dust flying around in the air, owned by Beth and Matt Wilson from Rogersville, Alabama. Beth and Matt are working on the Christmas pre-order right now, holiday pre-order. I don't remember what she called it. I did grab a handful of things, including my beloved Candy Cane Beach and a couple of other goodies, so I'm looking forward to those scents. But this order here is not just the fall pre-order, but it's also my customs. And I only had a handful of blends this time that were really 100% truly my customs that I came up with. I did steal some custom ideas from Sterling and from a couple of other people that posted in the group. I just, took screenshots, and when it was my time, I'm like, oh, if she can make those again, I will love to have them. So I'm just going to go ahead and dig in. Each order comes with an invoice here with everything on it. So if you happen to have any damages or anything missing from your order, you can just touch base with Beth and she will make it right on her side. So here we go. Each order not only comes with just the invoice there, but this little card here, very autumnal. It all matches. I did not coordinate this, but it all matches. This card here, and then some melting and tips on the back for your type of textured wax. Beth has two formulas, a little bit of a harder formula and then a softer formula. She used to do olive oil in the past, but it has been very, very hard for her to get, so they scrapped that idea and they're using their, I believe, Parasoy is what the formula is. Then we have a little business card here, and then her information on the back here. Okay, there's no particular order here. Like I said, I have customs and some from the pre-order. So on the top here, I've had this order unpacked for a while. Just is what it is. I don't remember whose scents these blends, all these blends. I do not remember who they belong to. I remember a couple, and if I'll shout out those people if I remember whose blend they are, but if not, I'm sorry. So this first one here is Serenity, and I'm pretty sure this was Summer's creation. This is rose milk, Earl Grey tea, rice flour, and shea. I think this was Summer's, and if it isn't, I'm sorry. Rose milk, Earl Grey tea, rice flour, and shea. So Earl Grey tea, I love Earl Grey tea scents. I love Earl Grey in my life. I love it in wax. I even like black tea, anything that has tea in it. And then the rice flour and milk, I was very intrigued by that because I thought that was just a beautiful combination to put all those oils together. And then the rose milk is absolutely beautiful, calming, relaxing. It's spa-like, it's bath time, it's a little bit of everything. And Serenity, spelling as Serenity, as in tea, very clever on that part. But this here, it's beautiful. This is one of those lovely, beautiful fragrance perfumes, feminine, just springtime if you want it to be, or just any sort of relaxation. This reminds me of something that if you wanted to warm something on your wedding day in the spring or summer, this would be one of those gentle, tender scents that you would remember in, just have that scent memory in your mind for the rest of your life. So Serenity, very good job on that one. Next, this one is my creation, and I call this one Gratitude. The last year of my life, I have been on a journey. I've been on a journey my whole life, of course, but I've been on a particular journey, and it has taught me more than anything gratitude in life, and to be gracious to yourself and to others, and to have gratitude for what we have in our life don't take things for granted. And I know that is very, 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 very hard because we do take a lot of things for granted on a day-to-day basis. But gratitude in the grand scheme of things, it means so much to me and my soul. So that's why I wanted to call this one Gratitude. If you watch me, you know I have a little bit of a story behind my names. That's just as fun as creating the blends, I think. So this one is English Lavender, Meyer Lemon, Lavender and Coconut Milk, and Cocoa Butter Cashmere. I was going for a just a relaxing, cleansing type of scent. Of course, lemon and lavender work so well together. And lavender and coconut milk also. The English lavender is a little bit of a different oil than the lavender and coconut milk is. And then the cocoa butter cashmere is very sensual, very cashmere, if that's a word, but it's sensual, it's different, it's unique. It blends beautifully, in my opinion, with these oils here. And Beth did a very, very, very good job of blending these ones together. So this one here, the first thing you're met with, this is a very spa-like scent. This would smell like one of the artesian soaps that you would smell that's handmade. If you have a health store around you, Sprouts, or there's a few local chains here in Utah, but I don't know if Sprouts is a big chain or if that's just local to this part of the country. I'm not sure, but even Whole Foods, I know Whole Foods is national. Something in their soap department, their bathing department, where it would be the lavender, the dried lavender and the dried roses, and just the lemon, just those beautiful natural essential oils. This blend here is, I'm met with a creamy freshness of the lavender, a little bit of herbal lavender, but right in the back of the sniff you have that coconut milk and lavender in there, which is a different type of smell than the English lavender. I love the Meyer lemon, and I really like the cocoa butter cashmere. This is a beautiful blend. I can't wait to warm this. I haven't warmed any of these because I've been waiting to do this video. So this next one is one of mine also, but I did borrow this idea from Rose Girls. Jenny had this blend on her list earlier this year, and I bought a little muffin of it, and I fell in love with it. And now whenever I'm on customs with a vendor, if they have these 3 oils to make it, I can't get enough of it. So I called this one Maui Wowie. And what this one is, this is Sol de Janeiro Delicia Drench. I think that is number 59, if I'm not mistaken. Number 59, maybe. Delicia Drench, Cantaloupe, and Coconut Milk Sorbet. That's what this is here. Maui Wowie. And let me tell you something, guys. Cantaloupe. Beth ordered cantaloupe for me because I asked her if she had cantaloupe. And because I knew I wanted to have this one on my list. And I believe Beth has with her customs, if you have yet to be caught up on her list. If you don't find an oil on her list and you're interested in it, and she doesn't have it, or she has to order it or something, then I think she does charge a little bit extra for that. But in this situation, Beth now loves cantaloupe. So I have a feeling that we will be seeing cantaloupe a little bit more in some blends for the upcoming spring and summer. And this here, she did such a good job with this one because, I mean, I do have that blend from Rose Girls, and smelling this side by side, they are twin sisters for the most part, you know, 98.9% identical. This has a beautiful creaminess of a fresh, not too ripe, beautiful, creamy, fresh cantaloupe with a little bit of coconut milk in there for a hint of tropical. And then the Delicia Drench, which is it's beautiful in this. This is tropical, sexy, melony. Makes you want melon. It really does. Maui Wowie. Maui Wowie. I can't wait for this one. That's such a good one. This next one is Dragon's Breath. This was somebody else's. I don't remember whose this was. It wasn't Sterling's, but it was somebody else's. Dragon's Blood. This is Cinnamon Embers, Checkmate, which is from Tapestry, and Cashmere Cream. So I thought, ooh, Tapestry and Cashmere Cream and Cinnamon Embers. Yes, please. I have not had anything like this from any other vendor. I know that the masses mostly are afraid of cinnamon, but whenever there's a cinnamon ember, I mean, come on, I love that. There is a blend from another vendor that has a uh, Game of Thrones inspired line that has a cinnamon blend that absolutely just captivated me when it was released last year. This one, I was hoping that it had that same sort of passionate type of cinnamon, smoldering cinnamon ember. That's what this one's called here. But Dragon's Breath, this is very appropriately named. So whoever you are out there, bravo to you for naming this that, because this, you have cinnamon, yes, but you have a smokiness to it. It's almost like a smoldered fire, or a fire that is still it's smoldering, yes, but it's at the end, it's petering out almost. It's almost like those ashes that are left over. If you get down in there and prod around, you can get some of that smell. That's what this smells like. And the Checkmate, I believe that is similar to, there's a blend that Sassy Girl Aroma has that I think is her dupe for this Checkmate. I can't remember what it's called. And Cashmere Cream is just there to lend some creaminess to the blend and to just really cream this up. Like I said, Dragon's Breath. This is great. I'm so happy with this one. This next one is Cozy Cow. So this one was offered on the last pre-order, the one that Beth is working on now. And then there was a cozy sampler, I think, that Beth and Nicole Luckert were working on, and apparently this blend was part of it, but Beth did not have enough milk, commodity milk oil, to offer it in a sampler. So this, I did not know that happened. This is was on my custom list. It is commodity milk, Boardwalk Marshmallow Clouds, and Smoked Vanilla. But how I know that Nicole was involved also is on the pre-order list for Christmas time. I saw that the blend credit was to Nicole and the name credit was to me. So I asked Beth, I said, that's an interesting combo. She said, well, we really wanted to have that blend on the Cozy sampler, and I couldn't get enough oil, so I didn't want to offer it. But and you just happen to pick the same oils together with commodity milk, because I did ask her if she had milk or was able to order milk, because milk is having a hot minute. Milk is the it oil right now, in my opinion. It's blowing up everywhere, and she had a little bit left to make this, and now she has her hands on more, and she's making more of Cozy Cow. So if you got Cozy Cow, that's what this one is all about. So this one here, it is very, very much that commodity milk deliciousness. And I'm sorry, I don't remember all of the particular notes of milk right now, but there's mahogany in it. There's rich vanilla. It's a sophisticated, sexy, vanilla, creamy thing. I don't know what else to call it. Not a thing, but a blend that just blends with everything. You can blend it with everything. It's like beach nights in that way. You can blend it with everything. It comes out fantastic. This smells like commodity milk, but in the background, you know, Beth loves to use her Boardwalk Marshmallow Clouds oil. She's got a very beautiful one too. It doesn't smell like other Boardwalk Marshmallow Cloud oils that are out there with other vendors, in my opinion. This is delicious. It's beautiful. It's cozy. This is going to be going in my melting tote for Christmas time. I might film my current melting tote for fall, which is a smorgasbord of blends. But I think I'm going to do a winter basket also to kind of try to keep those season appropriate blends reined in a little bit versus just grabbing and going and just you know, being so overwhelmed with my choices. I'm just going to hone it down a little bit. This next one is this was another custom from somebody else. This is Indian milk tea. Indian milk tea is Earl Grey tea, cardamom, and sweet milk. So what attracted me to this one here, of course, is the Earl Grey tea and the cardamom. And I thought, you know, these smell so much better than they did when I first got them, of course, because, you know, let's see what the invoice says in terms of when to warm these after September 10th. So yes, we are 5 weeks after the pour date. So like I said, I've had this I've had this order for quite some time. I just haven't had a chance to sit down and film. So these are ready to go. They are cured. I went for a lot of relaxing serene, feminine, gentle customs this time around. Like there were just some blends that, I've seen you guys create over the last several years in all different groups. But even the oils and blends that Beth creates on her side alone, coupled with the ones that we create and the ones that when she makes it, her and Matt makes it, they offer them back. I'm in that group of people too. It's just I'm amazed all the time at these blends that Beth and her husband whip out. And this one here, just she blended these so exceptionally well. You get a little bit of warmth and a little bit of spicy, but not off-putting spice from the cardamom. Cardamom is a warming spice used in chai, used in Indian cooking. It's very warm and comforting. The Earl Grey tea is there also. Those two oils blend together beautifully. And then the sweet milk, I'm not quite sure what oil that is, but it works very, very well. I would definitely... This is beautiful on cold. I can't wait to get this warming. This is just going to be one that I savor. I already know, like, if you've been warming wax for a while, you just know when it's going to hit right. You know when it's going to hit different. And that's what this one is for me. Okay, next one here is somebody else's. I think this was Sterling's. Sterling did an atmospheric sampler, which I did not order. I wanted to, but I was being good, like usual. But I know that was a very, very popular bestseller sampler, so congratulations to Beth and Sterling for working on that and collaborating together. This here is Trollbridge. I think this was Sterling's. If this isn't Sterling's, I'm sorry, it's somebody else's. But like I said, I have several of his in here, and I just don't remember right now whose was whose. This is Covered Bridge, Rainy Day, and Firewood. So this one is very, very appropriate for this season. It's damp as hell outside. It's cold. This morning, the furnace man came for the tune-up. It's been down in the 30s the last couple nights. There's been quite a chill in my home, but everything checked out with the heater, and we have the furnace on now, so it's taken the chill off the house a little bit. But it's very damp and dark outside, and it's sweatshirt weather. At the beginning of the week, my air conditioner was on, and now we have the doors kicked in for fall. It really is. But Trollbridge here, it's got a little hint of the smokiness from the firewood. It's not too overpowering. I'm not quite sure what Rainy Day or Covered Bridge are supposed to smell like, but they're very atmospheric, very outdoorsy, very clean, very crisp. If you like fresh blends, this one you would like. It's a very damp, atmospheric blend. Okay, this next one here, I think this one was from the pre-order. I just got a big bag of it. This is peanut butter cookies and espresso. Peanut butter, sugar cookie royale, and espresso. Pretty much self-explanatory with the name. You know me, I had to get my ass some coffee. I love coffee blends. This one here, if you like the coffee that is in, well, Beth has several coffee blends. We'll just talk about the peanut butter because I know that one is pretty unmistakable. If you like G's, PB&J, the peanut butter that's in there, I'm pretty sure it's the same oil or very, very similar oil to the oil that's in peanut butter cookies and espresso. This is very authentic smelling peanut butter. Not all peanut butter oils are created the same, and they're not all realistic. So this one here is a true realistic peanut butter cookie. You can almost smell the grease on the bottom of the cookie when you take them out of the oven. I love the espresso. I love the balance of those two together. And I also love the sugar cookie royale in there for some creaminess and richness. This one, I was going back and forth on which ones do I order a large bag in, which ones do I not. And I'm glad I went for the big one in this one. Because that one is just a blend that, like, I always have coffee going in some way in my house. Okay. This next one here, I think this is Cody Fitzpatrick's creation. This is Moonlight Margarita. I think this one is from the grape sampler that he curated with Beth at the same time. I think that Sterling had his sampler. If it wasn't, it was around, a couple pre-orders within each other. This one here, Beth warned me that the oil is yellow. That's okay, doesn't bother me. This is Grape Lollipop, Zesty Lime, and Salty Sierra. Very, very unique set of oils. along with commodity milk, grape is having a moment right now. Little old grape. I love grape wax. My husband does too. But grape isn't used very much, but I hope that's changing because grape is a phenomenal oil. It warms up beautifully it warms up beautifully. It does. It smells great on cold, but when it's warm, it takes on a little bit more of more fruitiness, more juiciness, I should say. This one here, I'm getting a great balance of the grape and the lime. It's a nice sharp citrus lime, but not off-putting, not vomity or anything like that. And then you have the salty sea air, which is just there to cut the sweetness between the grape and the lime and just add a little bit of tingle to the nose. This is a great one on cold. Great one. Okay, next one here. We have, this is, I believe, Sterling's. This is Obsidian Noir. This is Cacao, Amber, Wicked Vanilla Woods, which is Bath & Body Works, and Cashmere Musk. So this one here I wanted to get because I thought, cacao. What the hell does cacao smell like? And amber and Wicked Vanilla Woods I actually have down at my sink right now in my kitchen because it's Halloween month. I don't remember all the notes that's in there, but there's pink pepper and a little bit mysterious, maybe a touch of lavender. It's a very nice, semi-masculine smelling scent. So this one here, I really like that the Wicked Vanilla Woods is sweetened up a bit with that amber. I don't know what cacao smells like by itself, but this is a beautiful blend. I'm not quite sure what Obsidian Noir is, if it's a show or if it's something that's personal to Sterling. I don't know, but I liked the name also. So this is a very, very nice blend. Very nice blend. Okay, next one here, we have October. This was part of the pre-order. This is dark amber, rosewood, patchouli, and cinnamon buns. Okay, so cinnamon buns, patchouli, rosewood. You really get, this is a beautiful blend. When I usually don't pre-sniff these, but like I said, I've had this order from quite some time and I have smelled these and they have just matured more as they've set. This one here, the cinnamon buns, is pow right in your nose, but it's not necessarily straight bakery. You get the cinnamon of the cinnamon bun or the cinnamon roll, but you also get the amber, you get the patchouli, and you get the rosewood. This is a very, very complex but beautiful blend. It's something that I have to melt this month. What am I waiting for? We're halfway through October. I gotta melt this now. So that's gonna go up there so I don't forget to move it on over into my tote, but October. Okay, next. This one is, I want to say Sterling's. I had quite a few of his, but I'm not sure. This also might be somebody else's. We have Night Wolf. This is Deadly Weapon, which I don't know what that smells like. Patchouli and Vanilla Element. I don't know if Vanilla Element is just a vanilla part of the blend or if Vanilla Element is a type. I'm not sure. But this one is kind of a little bit tough to put into words, in my opinion, because it has a smooth steel smell to it. I wouldn't quite say barbershop. I wouldn't say shaving cream even. It has like a smooth masculinity to it that's cleaner smelling than an outright cologne. This one's really hard to put into words. But it's different. I'm all about the different, the atmospheric, the outdoorsy, the earthy blends that Beth creates. She's really kicking ass at that stuff, in my opinion. Okay, this next one is from the pre-order. This is Breakfast Snob. This is the first one on my list so far that I've had before. Breakfast Snob. We have Coffee Snob, which is a fantastic coffee oil. Blueberry pecan waffles and French toast. This is a killer dynamite blend. I have another bag of this or loaf of this or something. I wasn't going to buy any more, but then I thought, Ashley, what are you doing? It's not going to come back for a while because Beth offers 500 blends each pre-order and she can't offer everything all the time. So I went for this one. This is, Matt did I don't think this is similar to, well, it's not exactly Matt's breakfast blend, you know, his blend that he made up, because that has sopapilla in it and a couple of other things. But this is along those lines, because I'm pretty sure the coffee snob oil is used in Matt's breakfast blend, or Matt's, I forget remember what it's called, but it's a coffee bakery blend. I have that too. This is scrumptious, delicious. It is French toast and pecan waffles, blueberry waffles, and coffee together. Everything you want in a breakfast. It's there. Okay, next we have Forest Fire. I actually had this going. This is a second repeat purchase for me here. I have this going downstairs in my kitchen and open living room area. And this one really has heavy smokiness to it. So if you did get this one, you haven't warmed it yet, be prepared for it to linger like the cranberries. It just does. Pine cones, amber, rosewood, and smoky firewood. This is perfect for those homes that doesn't have a fireplace but wants to smell like they do. And I put this on yesterday, and when you turn it off, that scent lingers in the air. My husband, when he came home, he said, "Smells like firewood in here." I said, yes, that's what I was going for. So Forest Fire really kicks ass with just that smokiness. And this is not a blend I will use all the time, because I don't always want to smell like a campfire or a wood fire or a bonfire. That's what I was going for, not wood fire, but you know what I mean, bonfire. I was going for that. I don't always want to smell it, but sometimes on those really damp, dark evenings in the fall, it's very appropriate. So I got more Forest Fire. Happy about that. Okay, next, I think this was Cody's. This is Velvet Vineyard. I had to get a big one of this because this is grape lollipops, wine country, snowflakes and cashmere, and fig. So quite a variety there, but beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Grape and wine, hello. It's just, they live together. I like that he chose to put the snowflakes and cashmere in there to lend a little bit of creaminess to it. Snowflakes and cashmere cream, they're very, very, very similar, if not the same oil. And fig can be sexy. Fig can have a little bit of sultriness to it. It can also be cloying. But I think that this one was done beautifully in that the fig didn't overpower the grape. It didn't overpower the wine portion of this. In fact, it just accentuated it to bring out even more of those delicious nuances of that. So this is nice. This is for that wine lover that wants a little bit more grape going on in their wine blend. Okay, this next one, this is one I had to order. This is one of my customs from the past. This is called Oxford Comma. This was offered in the pre-order. This was also offered before in a previous pre-order. This was a custom of mine from last year. This is Cozy Spiced Winter Tea, black tea, and spiced vanilla and cinnamon. So if you are a tea lover, if you're a spiced tea lover, if you're a chai lover, if you like those spicy winter and fall appropriate drinks, wassail, etc., you would like this blend. Why I called it Oxford Comma? I'm a supporter of the Oxford Comma. If you don't know what that is, when you have a sentence that has blank, comma, blank, and blank, it's blank, comma, and blank. That's an Oxford comma. And me being the English major dork that I am, punctuation is something that's just, I'm passionate about. My sister-in-law is a teacher, and her and I bond over dorky stuff like that. I love punctuation. I love to write. I love to read. So Oxford comma, I'm an advocate of the Oxford comma. So that's why I named this one, just because I'm a dork like that. But it performs beautiful. It lasts a long time. It's spicy, it's tea. It would be beautiful blended with an apple and cinnamon. It would be beautiful blended with another, like cranberry or a fruit. This is a very, in my opinion, even if it wasn't my blend, I would love it just as much, because this was a hell of a job on Beth's side blending this one together. Okay, next one, we have Blue Tapestry. This is somebody's blend. I don't remember who. We have Blue Sugar Checkmate, which is the Tapestry blend. Smoked Vanilla, Burnt Maple, Oregano. Oregano and wax. Who would have thunk? Oregano, Clove, Tobacco, Cedarwood, Guaiac Wood, Patchouli, Amber, Balsam, and Oud. So we've got quite a lot going on in this blend, but it's rich smelling. It's something that I would think Buckingham Palace would smell like, royalty, just heavy drapes and just years and years of richness in a room, and just like the drapes in a theater that's been around for 500 years smells like memories and just soaking up the atmosphere kind of a thing. Go with my imagination, you know, sometimes you have to. This, I really like this. And underneath it all, underneath a lot of those oils there, you get the integrity of the blue sugar. You really do. Very impressive, that blend there. Okay, now we're getting into the smaller bags. Oh, I have a couple more larger bags here. This one, I think this one was Christopher, what is his name? Christopher Phillips, I think his name is. This was a blend from his a long time ago that I kept notes because, you know, I'm not necessarily always active in the wax groups, but I do read and I do follow that way and I do comment and I do like. So I just don't always take pictures and post. But I do take notes of a blend that I see, especially when people post their customs, that I would want to get. And this is Fresh Kicks. Now this is a very unique blend. This is fresh leather, textile, and a hint of glue. So a sneaker factory. That's what this is. Oh, I love stuff like this. And this has a very, it's not for everybody. This is not for everybody. But there is a finite amount of us out there in the world that loves these types of blends. And I am a person, I grew up in the country. I grew up on a farm. I grew up around equipment. I grew up knowing what motor oil smells like, loving the smell of gasoline, what diesel smells like, and what glue and paint and all of those things, because I grew up on a farm and my dad worked on equipment, tractors and things. This just reminds me of those days of my youth, you know, and those, my dad doesn't do a lot of that stuff anymore. But it just reminds me of something that is from my childhood, and in this case this is sneakers, and it just makes you think of that fresh pair of shoes. So Fresh Kicks, great name. Okay, and then this one here I know was Sterling's because this was from the Atmospheric sampler that was a killer popular scent. This is Equinox Drift. And I went for the big bag in this one because I had a feeling it would be fantastic. This is Hayfield, whoop whoop, Hayfield, Red Apple, Falling Leaves, Ozone, and Barnwood. Okay, little bit of fall here. It's a very sophisticated, juicy red apple blend. It's there. It's a sophisticated apple. Yes, it's not Mac apple, it's red apple. There's quite a difference to it. Mac apple, I like Mac apple, but it's very heavy and it overpowers. This really smells like a Red Delicious apple. It has a little bit of sweetness to it, a crispness to it. It's almost like when you're biting into a Golden Delicious or a Red Delicious apple and you are met with that sweetness from the flesh and the softness of the skin. You can really smell that in here. This Equinox Drift, this is going to go up in my melting tote now because I need some hay blends. I don't have any hay in my warming tote right now. Okay, now we're going to go down to the small bags. Okay, these are the ones where I had a hard time deciding if I should get big sizes or not, because I did go a little nuts with my customs order. But this first one is Parsonage. I wanted to get a bigger size of this, but I had to practice a little bit of reining in, a little bit of self-restraint. This was part of the Pride and Prejudice Pride and Prejudice pre-order from earlier this year, Parsonage. This is buttered toast, lavender and raspberry preserves, yum, sweet hay, and a hint of sopapilla. So this one here, unique, not like anything I've smelled before. I can't put this one into words. It's lovely though. It really is lovely. You can get the raspberry, you get a little bit of buttered toast, you get a little bit of hay. It's beautiful. Parsonage. I don't know who came up with this one. Fantastic job. Okay, next we have Midnight Walk. A little bit of floral up in here. We have Black Plum, Lily of the Valley, Queen of the Night Flower, Oak Moss, and Amber. Queen of the Night Flower is a phenomenal scent if you haven't had that one. This one. It's strong. It's very... anything with moss in it calls my name. Ashley. Moss. Moss clings. Moss is dark. Moss is atmospheric. Moss is a strong oil. Moss in life, yeah, it'll throw you down, but it's necessary for so many things on our planet. I grew up in the country. I grew up near a creek. Moss is everywhere. Algae is everywhere, especially if you live in a climate where there's a lot of humidity. So I'm attracted to moss and hay and all of those outdoorsy things. But this one here, I had to get a little bit of Queen of the Night Flower, because it's not an oil or a blend that you see around a lot. But this here, it's tough to put into words, but it has a little bit of a mysteriousness floral to it, and a little bit of an exoticness that's sexy. That's about where I'll leave that one. Okay, Pacific Ocean. I think this one might be Sterling's. This is Unruly Sea Mist. Not just sea mist, unruly sea mist. Weathered wood, ocean air, earthy oak and moss, and ozone. So this one is meant to be oceanic, crisp, juicy, not juicy fruit, but just juicy with salt, juicy with aquaticness, juicy with being oceanside. This is going to be perfect for a bathroom, perfect for a man's room or a teenage boy's room if you need to freshen up the funk. This is just, it's a little bit salty, but it's not salty sea air. It's not overpowering. It's very clean and crisp, and what you'd think a cottage by the sea should smell like. Pacific Ocean. Fantastic job on that one. Okay, next we have Fall Fresh Strawberries. This one intrigued me because it's sweater weather, sweet strawberry, and sugar cookie royale. Beth has a little note on here, trust me, try it. So I'm a sucker for sweater weather. I love sweater weather, and I thought I've never had sweater weather with fruit, and I certainly have not had it with sugar cookie royale. So this one I had to try. And, you know, it works. Now that this has been sitting for a little bit longer, when I first smelled this, the sweater weather was pretty dominant. Now I'm getting the strawberry and I'm getting the cookie. But I'm getting the creaminess of the sugar cookie, the sweater weather. The sugar cookie royale and the strawberries have just toned that down. It's creamy. It works. It does. Beth is not lying. I can't wait to get this one going. That one's going to go up in my melting tote. Okay, next we have Outdoors Northwest. I think this is another one from the Atmospheric Blender. Atmospheric Sampler, I'm sorry. Okay, we have Petrichor, Wild Nettle, and Green Leaves. Moss. There's moss again. I should have bought that Atmospheric Sampler, but, you know, it's okay. She offered a lot of the blends singular, so I was able to get this. I'm okay. Petrichor, Wild Nettle, Green Leaves, Moss, Amber, Musk, Rainwater, Melon, and Grass. A lot going on there, but another one of the atmospheric, outdoorsy, fresh, just bam. There's something in here that is very particular smelling. I'm not quite sure if it's ozone or what I'm putting my finger on, but it's very, very attractive, very... What is that? What is that smell? It's beautiful. My husband went to Portland, Oregon for a wedding a few weeks back, and he went on a Thursday. The wedding was on Saturday, so he had a couple of days to himself. He went to there's a Japanese, I don't remember the name of the garden, but it's a, I don't know if it's a Japanese flower garden, Japanese garden. I'm not sure. If you've ever been to Portland, you know what I'm talking about. He said it was absolutely beautiful. He brought me back a book about Japan and cats, because I'm a cat fan, a cat mom. And he just did he went to the shore, he did hikes, he went up. I mean, I've never been to Oregon, never been to Washington. But one of my husband and my dreams is to, fly to San Francisco or somewhere. I think that's the closest. We've looked at this before. Unless we drive into Portland, we want to drive up the coast. We want to drive up the Pacific Northwest Highway. We want to drive up there and just take in what God has created for us. And we've looked at it before. I would love to do it. This is just what I think that whole experience would smell like. Fly to San Francisco, drive up, and fly out of Seattle or something like that. But maybe a couple of years down the road. This is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, next, the Best Fall Blend. This was actually a custom of mine from a couple of years ago, I think. Maybe last year, I don't remember. This is caramel, apple pie, pie crust, and pumpkin buttercream zucchini bread. So that last one, pumpkin buttercream zucchini bread, is a really, really good, rich, nice pumpkin blend. So this one here, right now, it is smelling very, very, very much like a beautiful blend of zucchini bread and that caramel apple. Love it. This is a classic. That's going in my tote. Butterscotch Beach. I was very happy with this one because I love bourbon butterscotch. So we have butterscotch bourbon, beach marshmallow, and creamy vanilla. Butterscotch Beach. Beautiful blend. Beth's Beach Nights, her take on beach nights is very unique and very, very, it's Lavender and Speckles Beach Nights. It's beautiful. I always try to order several of her beach marshmallow, which is what she calls her beach nights blends, because she just has such a tender touch with a lot of these oils. But the beach nights, her take on it is just beautiful. It just everything, it elevates it. It's very sophisticated smelling. And this Butterscotch Beach, sometimes butterscotch can be a little polarizing to noses. This one is done very tastefully. It's creamy. It allows the richness of that. What exactly is butterscotch? It's not caramel, but it's in that family. It's rich like that. It can go a little bit south sometimes if it's not balanced well and creamed up enough. This one is done exceptionally well. Next, we have Gilded Harvest, that grape oil again. This is grape lollipop, cranberry apple, and cashmere musk. Oh my. So, grape and cranberry. I had to get this. I should have got this in a bigger size, but I didn't. I really like that grape and cranberry together. It's that grape lollipop oil because that's what's in this other yellow blend here. So, cran apple, and grape and cashmere musk. This is very appropriate. They work really well together. Cody did an exceptional job with this blend there. Very good. Next we have, this was apparently the best seller and Matt's favorite blend of this pre-order. This is molasses cream cheese frosting and brown sugar pumpkin donuts. That's this one here. So we have Matt's Perfect Fall Anytime Bakery Blend. Cream cheese frosting blended with molasses and brown sugar pumpkin donuts. Okay, so this one here, it has, this one to me, it smells nice. It's a little light to my nose, but I know that this has cream cheese frosting that can be a little bit light to the nose, requires a little bit longer cure time. This one doesn't stink or anything like that. It's just a little bit light to my nose. But I know this one also might surprise you on warm because it has molasses and brown sugar in it. So this one, it might just need a little bit more time to cure, but I know that one is going to be great because molasses, zucchini bread, not zucchini bread, I'm sorry, pumpkin sugar donuts. Those are fantastic oils. This next one is sweet pumpkin coconut shortbread. Let me tell you something, guys. Pumpkin and coconut work well together, not just in wax, but in life too. I had a little packet, individual packet of coffee. When I go back to Pennsylvania to see my dad, a local grocery store there sells individual packets of a coffee company that's in Verona, Pennsylvania. And it's called Arbuckles. I grew up with Arbuckles coffee. I did. So I always bring my mom home a ton because my mom loves coffee, just like me. I'm my mother's daughter in that regard. I had pumpkin spice infused coffee that I brewed yesterday, and I put a little bit of my zero sugar coconut cream creamer in it. Pumpkin and coconut work really well together in coffee. So what I'm going to do in the morning when I have my coffee, I'm working on Highlander Grog. Highlander Grog is a blend that a lot of major coffee companies have, especially if you shop with Bones Coffee Company or Drag Up or anything like that, the little small indie coffee companies. There's a coffee company here. It's more like a coffee shop, but they sell, I can't remember the name of the coffee roaster that's in Salt Lake, but they, Cafe Ibis, I think that's what it's called. There's tons of coffee out there. I'm working on Highlander Grog. Highlander Grog has butterscotch, bourbon, and a little bit of those nuances in it. I'm going to blend that, you know what I mean, brew that with my pumpkin spice zero sugar creamer tomorrow. That works well together, Highlander Grog and pumpkin. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a splash of pumpkin spice creamer and a splash of coconut cream creamer in my Highlander Grog, and that's going to work well together. Why I'm telling you this is pumpkin caramel swirl from Bath and Body Works. Hell of a strong blend, very strong. Vanilla coconut and coconut shortbread cookies. So you have caramel and vanilla that work together, yes, absolutely, every day of the week. And then a little bit of pumpkin in there too. It works well. This is so good. You can smell that rich coconut shortbread cookie. And you can almost get a little bit of toasted coconut, even though toasted coconut is not on this label. Just the blend of these together is making me think of toasted coconut cookies. That's good. That's going up in my warming tote. I'm getting down to the end here. Fall Surf. Okay, Beth has been offering Vanilla Surf right here in a blend just about every time. What was it called this time? Not Christmas Surf. I don't remember what it was called. I think I ordered it. I don't remember. But she's offering Vanilla Surf, which I'm pretty sure is a Scentsy scent, or at least her version of a Scentsy scent, with other blends. You know, she offers that. This one is Vanilla Surf with apples and leaves, oak and fig. So all the big guns from the fall season with Vanilla Surf. So this smells juicy, rich, autumnal, fantastic. If you like leaves from Bath & Body Works with a little bit of extra apple, this one is for you. I don't know what Vanilla Surf smells like. I haven't had that one alone, and I haven't smelled it from Scentsy. And the once a year Scentsy purchase I make from the Utah State Fair, I have never seen a Vanilla Surf. Maybe it's not Scentsy, but I want to think it's inspired by a Scentsy scent. This is straight apple. It's straight crispness. Say that 10 times fast. A little bit of fig. This is very nice. Very autumnal. I like this one. That's going to my tote. I don't have any Lavender Speckles in my melty tote, and if I do, it's down in the bottom hiding, and I need to fluff everything up in that melting tote. Okay, next one is Falling for Fall. Falling for Fall. This is Lavender Woods, Pumpkin, Persimmon, Sweet Oud, and Balsam. So we're throwing some pine into the game, throwing some balsam, a little bit of sprinkle of Christmas. So this one here is just, it's on the lighter edge right now. I don't really know what Lavender Woods smells like, but it does have a woodsy vibe to it. The persimmon is a citrus, and I don't really smell a lot of that in here. But it's very, this reminds me of not quite Williams-Sonoma, and not, you know, any sort of luxury kitchen store like that. That's another area where I'm a dork, is cooking. And my husband and I went to dinner last Sunday for our anniversary, and we went to the big mall up near Salt Lake where all the nice stores are. And there is a kitchen store. I've heard it pronounced two different ways, Sur La Table and Sur La Table. So that store, it's a rival of Williams-Sonoma. It reminds me, I'm sorry, I have something in my throat. It reminds me, this scent reminds me of something that you would have in there that is a very mild, simmering spice potpourri. So this doesn't necessarily say grandma potpourri or I was a baby of the 80s and early 90s. My mom had a potpourri bowl on her table everywhere. I think all of our moms had that at that time. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You put oil in there and it's supposed to smell. My mother never added oil to it. It was just there for decoration. So I just remembered that. But this is very, I wouldn't even call this craft store because it doesn't have that. It has, if you like kitchen spice from Yankee, this is very similar to that, but this is way diluted down than Kitchen Spices. Kitchen Spice, I'm just trying to create the scene in your head of what this reminds me of and something that you might like in the future if this comes back. So, Falling for Fall. Next, we have Lavender Marshmallow Fields. This one here is, I think this was my sample, honestly. This is black cardamom and cream, fresh lavender, coconut milk, and campfire marshmallow. So this one here was my sample because I don't remember ordering this one. This one smells very nice. You get that lavender coconut milk right off the bat. I don't think it's lavender and coconut milk. I think it's lavender and then coconut milk is separate. The sweetness from the campfire marshmallow is there, but this is very beautiful lavender coconut. I don't really know what the black cardamom and cream is supposed to smell like, but this is a very sophisticated scent, perfect for springtime. Perfect for springtime. Next, we have Leaves and Smoke. I've had this one several times. I always buy this blend when it's available. This is Leaves from Bath & Body Works, Smoked Cedar and Oud, and then we have Evergreen. This is actually a blend I have, like I said, I've repurchased it several times. It has, if you're outside and it's damp and you're walking through a forest or a thicket of trees and you have a bonfire going or somebody's burning leaves or burning wood and it's damp outside, trust me, if I sit and think, I can think of hundreds of days in my childhood of living where my dad lives now. I was 10 when we moved into that. I haven't lived there for a long time, but I was 10 when I moved into that house. And being an only child, I spent plenty of time outside on the tractor with my dad, around the property with dogs, and then also going on walks by myself through the forest, through the trees, across the creek, up to the other side. I always had smoke and outdoorsy and living in the country. I love and I crave those smells. When I go back to my dad's, I film quite a bit of the creek. If it's high enough, you can hear it from the house with the windows up, hearing the running water. And just that smell of damp leaves. There's just something about the outdoor smells when the earth is going to sleep for the wintertime, in my opinion. It grounds me. It's something that just takes me right back to those days of my youth. And, you know, there's a saying, you can never go home. You can never go back home. And I never really understood what that meant until I reached the age of 40, and I decided to go through a existential crisis, and just a lot of looking back and reflecting. And I know a page has been turned in my life, and I'm in a different stage. I'm in the next stage, the middle age, and I sense like this that take me back to those days of youth that we can never get back, that we sometimes want to go back to, sometimes we don't want to go back to. But sense like this, it might be simple to you, but also it's just, you can always find something of value at a yard sale. Somebody's trash is somebody else's treasure. And I really like to tell the stories and the memory that scents take me back to, because that's a lot of the mental health benefit and the grounding that scents bring us in our life. So I wanted to give a little bit of a background about leaves and smoke and what it makes me feel. Okay, last one here. I'll have one more bag here. We have Creamy Comfort. This was a custom of mine. This is Vanilla Skin, which is Fleur. Heavy Cream, which is Fleur. And Brazilian Crush number 71, which is Sol de Janeiro. That's the macadamia nut one and the warm, cozy caramel one. So this one here, you can really smell the integrity of the Brazilian Crush. I love number 71. I have the perfume, the fragrance spray, I should say. My mom loves it. I have her. I got her a little knockoff bottle of it at TJ Maxx I've wore it for a couple of days, and it smells good. I'm working on, she also likes Drenched too. I'm working on trying to get her one of those. She doesn't watch my videos, so I feel okay saying this. I'm trying to find her. I've been going to Sephora the last couple of weeks. I need to stay out of there this weekend. I can't go in there again. I want to find her a kit, a gift set. They've got a lot of that stuff out now for holiday. I want to find her one that has number 71 and Drenched in it. And everything I find that is either a set of their fragrance sprays or creams, they put Boom Boom in there with something else. It's not 71 and Drenched. I might have to buy them separate. But those are her 2 cents. And I love number 71. And guess what? It performs well in the home, and I thought it was a no-brainer blending it with Heavy Cream, which is just ultra richness, and then Vanilla Skin. If you have Vanilla Skin and Heavy Cream, either in fragrance in your home, because they sell them in fragrance and the body mist, layer those 2 together on your body. See if you like it. That's what I do, and I always get complimented on it when I wear it. Somebody says, "Oh, that smells so natural." It's creamy, it's rich, it's vanilla, it's natural. It smells like skin. It does. And so if you haven't smelled those 2 yet, and you're around a Sephora, a regular Sephora, not one that's in Kohl's or anything, one that carries all the high-end ones, go and smell those 2 together. Fleur also makes Father Figure, also makes Strawberry Letter, also makes Missing Person, and there's a lot of other ones that Fleur makes. But these 2 here are having a beautiful moment. Creamy Comfort. That's what I was going for. I have 2 clams here, then this video is done. We have hot honey roasted apples. This is Chipotle Caramel, roasted honey butter, and red apple. This one here, this smells a little bit more like Mac apple than red apple, but it also has honey in it, and honey and apple together is beautiful. I know not everybody likes honey, but I love honey and wax. Wildflower honey compared to L'Occitane is one of my favorite oils out there. I don't know many vendors that have it, but there is one that has it, and I love it. L'Occitane, that's another one that Sephora carries, and then L'Occitane also has standalone stores. So go in there and smell Wildflower honey. If you can, familiarize yourself with these things before you smell them in wax, so then that's, one less wild card you have, or open your world up to a scent you never thought you would like before. So this one here, I'm going to put this up in my tote because I really want to see what is that Chipotle caramel about. And this last one here is Caramel Macchiato. macchiato, sorry. We have caramel and maple sauce, mac apple, espresso, brown sugar, vanilla butter fudge, and spiced oat milk. So this one here, it's a coffee and apple work very well together. Believe it or not, it does. This smells like a gentle apple coffee creaminess that's perfect for this time of year. I'm not getting skunky. I'm not getting bitter. I'm just getting beautiful apple coffee. So thanks so much for watching this video, guys. I hope you have a beautiful weekend, and I'll see you soon.